So how long were you in Australia?
We were there for about 5 days. We did 4 shows, and then Gene was supposed to subsequently come to Japan with me, and then he decided to cancel.
Oh.
So I took his backup band, and I did 8 shows in Japan, and that was very successful.
Wait, he was going to go with wait, you went on his tour, and then he canceled going on yours, or it was supposed to be his shows
in Japan?
No, actually, he was just doing one vault experience in Tokyo, and somehow it didn't pan out, or something was pressing at home. I never got an answer why, but
those were those experiences when you bought the big. Remember the big box set?
Yeah, of course.
That Gene was in here to promote. Those are he's going around
the safe.
Delivers it personally.
The giant safe.
I used mine as a coffee table.
Did he give it to you, or did he at least give you a discount?
He gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's very nice.
That's nice
That's very nice of Gene. But so he flaked on Japan, and you went over with his band?
Yeah. And, we did 8 shows and had a great time. And then I decided, maybe it's time to use these guys, in lieu of my old band.
How does your old band feel about that?
They're a little upset.
Wait, you just dumped them for Gene's band?
Kind of.
Now, is it because are these guys better, or are they just newer?
They're better in the sense that they're more hungry. Everyone sings lead. They really nail all the parts musically. And they pick up the phone.
Wait, your guys don't pick up when you call?
A lot of times, no.
But this would be like if Jim, if you and I went and were guests on Jason Ellis's radio show, and then we came back with his staff and just told our guys to beat it.
Beat it.
We got a whole new staff. I've never heard of the entire band being replaced with Gene's band, especially because you go over there and they're like, okay, he's going over there with Gene's band. And then you come back and they're just all replaced.
It wasn't a big deal with Chris Wise because he's been working with the Hollywood Vampires playing bass.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also been doing some solo shows with Joe Perry. He's one of the most sought-out bass players in Los Angeles. So he was pretty cool about it. My drummer, Scott Coogan, he didn't take it too well.
How did you tell him?
What?
How did you tell him?
I told him I was moving on with Gene's cover band, and I'm not going to need you anymore at this juncture. And he goes, Ace, come on. What are you talking about? He goes, I'm a rock star. You're losing a rock star. I said, okay, whatever you say. Then he's hitting me up for money, but the hardest thing for me was calling Ritchie Scarlett because his wife, just passed away, and I knew she was, didn't have very much time to live because she had Lou Gehrig's disease, and there's no cure. So I was procrastinating for a week not to call him. Finally, I got enough guts up to call him, and he was like so drained, because he'd been at the hospital every day, so on and so forth. But after I told him, he just couldn't grasp it with everything else surrounding his, what he was going through. So he pretty much hung up on me, but I've known Ritchie the longest, 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I let a day or two go by, and I called him back one evening a couple of days ago, and we made up. He apologized for hanging up on me. We discussed and reminisced about old times. He reminded me that I dated his wife before he did.
You didn't remember?
You didn't remember? He said no.
Well, I kind of,
But not really.
Yeah.
She was a wonderful woman and really enjoyed life, and her and Ritchie had so much fun together, and I've met so many people. To make a long story short, he decided, Ace, whatever's best for you, I want you to go ahead and do it, And then I decided to pay for half the funeral.
But your drummer's still pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually going up to speak at the funeral today.
Oh, wow.
His wife's funeral?
It's between 4 and 8 o'clock, so I'm going to start heading up from the city a little after 4.
So there was no way you could have just kept one or two of those guys in the band and then used a couple of people from Gene's band. It was kind of all of these guys or all of these guys.
Well, these guys from Nashville, they're a unit, you know. It's like all or nothing. And they're terrific, you know. I mean, I remember doing 2,000 Man in Tokyo. And you know, with my old band, I mean, they were great live and great musicians in their own right, but the vocals weren't always there because they're not all lead singers. All you know, this new band is all lead singers. So all of a sudden, I'm playing 2,000 Man, and when the band kicks in, I'm hearing the 3-part harmony that I haven't heard since I was with Kiss.
Because your band wouldn't. How many people would chime in your band as opposed to 3?
Well, it just wasn't there. You know, Chris Wise, I love him. He's one of the greatest bass players in the world, but he's really not a lead singer. Scotty's the only really lead singer.
The drummer?
Yeah.
And he's still in the band?
Jim, if you remember, the drummer's not that happy.
He was
about
very
it.
displeased.
He's still. He hasn't made up with the drummer.
Well, are you good at firing people? It seems
No,
like that's
I hate it.
Right.
It's hard to do.
You know
right?
who really hates it? That old drummer of
He
yours.
hates
He
it.
really he doesn't like it at all.
It's I don't actually like being a boss. I remember the days I was in Kiss where I didn't have to get involved with the business that often.
That was Gene and Paul, right? They were more in charge.
They were more business orientated when me and Peter were more party orientated. And I didn't really have to, you know, I didn't fire anybody, I don't think.
Is this the first time in your life you had to fire people?
No, well, a little earlier on in my career.